Hello and welcome back to another installment of Technique Tuesdays. Sorry about the lack of updates lately. They've been remodeling one of the units in my apartment building, and it's just like anytime I've had to do recordings, it's just been hammering and sawing and banging downstairs, and I can't get, even upstairs here, I can't get away from it. But this is the first day it's been nice and quiet, so I figured I'd get a video done and get it up, and I've recorded a couple other ones today as well, so we'll have some regular content coming in. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to continue on with the fourth Etude from Brouwer's set of 20 Etudes, Etude Sampler. Okay, so this Etude is the last of the early ones to focus on playing a bass melody. You may have noticed that the last three Etudes also had this focus. I think it's interesting that he chose to focus on this particular technique from the beginning of the set, as it is something that is commonly lacking in players' technique sets. So I don't really need to talk too much about how to bring out the bass melody. We've already discussed that. So just pay attention to the fact that the accompaniment should be later than the melody, and that you want your melody to be nice and legato and singing. So other than that, there's two kind of main technical focuses in this, and I want to talk about playing bars first. This is the first of the Etudes to feature any kind of bar. For those of you who don't know, a bar is when we use our first finger primarily to play across more than one fret at once. And the bars featured in this are what we call the half bar, which is marked with a C with a slash through it. And is generally considered easier to play than a full bar. So you see it opens with this C and F, or barring. So the main trick to playing bars is to make sure that you're not applying too much pressure. The idea should be that you should be able to play the bar without your thumb behind the neck. So it's a lot about using, I like to talk about kind of like the weight of your arm. So you engage the strings, and instead of squeezing with your thumb, this kind of thing, which is bad, that's how you build up the tension, you just let the weight, like feel this weight all through your arm down to your elbow, kind of pull on it, like that. And again, you can, if you can see how my finger is like that, I'm letting that collapse. This is not what we want in normal fretting, but to get that nice bar shape, we have this. And I'm kind of nesting in a little bit and going backwards, just to allow me to get those notes in there. And the added challenge now is when we have this bar, we have to play notes around it. So you really want to make sure there's no tension in there. So you can even practice it. Just make sure that you've got no tension there, that you can play it nice and simple. So the half bar also appears in the third line, second measure, when we play G and then E and A. Some people might be tempted to do a whole bar there, but you can in fact use the half bar again with that thing and just focus the pressure on E and A a C sharp there. So again, just focusing on that shape and thinking about the tension. Now the tricky bit with this passage, just in particular, is how we use our left arm alignment to make these more playable. So if you're coming from the measure before, so we're in kind of it's a normal alignment, kind of leaning back a little bit. You can see where my elbow is. But then as we go through this, we're going to need to adjust our arm to facilitate getting these notes. So if you watch. So you see how my arm moves? I'll kind of go through it a little bit more slowly. So we're in a normal alignment. And I start to bring my elbow in so that when I go to the arm there, and then I use the open string to help me get back to a more open alignment like this. So it's just this kind of subtle moving of the arm that can help facilitate these things. The other technical challenge that this features primarily is in damping and the accompaniment. If you look at the score, you can see that there's eighth note rests throughout it after kind of every time you play the accompaniment. So you've got rest, 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 like this. So again, you just need to make sure you can see it in my playthrough that after you play, so you're going plant, like that. So what I'm doing is, as I'm playing the melody, I'm planting so that we get this ba 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 ba. It's a very nice short feeling. And that's just done through planting my fingers, and you want to watch, like we've discussed before, getting that nail sound can sometimes be a bit harsh. And again, just pay attention to the rests and other parts, such as this little scalar passage. Just making sure you get that quarter note rest there. But other than that, that's pretty much the only technical challenges there. Musically, you're going to want to watch out for the change to pianissimo from forte at the start, and then the crescendo towards the forte halfway through the third line. So just as we've kind of talked about with the other ones, really paying attention to your dynamics, bringing out that upper melody, and we see the marking sempre cantando, so we just want to make sure that the whole thing is very legato and singing and very loose feeling. So it's really tied in with the tension in the bar, that if you allow yourself to get too tense, it's gonna affect the musicality of it. So that's it. This week was a little bit short. There's not that much to go into. Again, the fingerings are just really good, so I don't really have anything to add with that. And it's really just building on what the previous Etudes have done. Next week we start Etude 5, which is a little bit different. There'll be a lot more to talk about in there. So as usual, I'll post a link to my blog that'll just have kind of the text version of this written out, so that you can go back and have the notes if you're working on this. Please feel free to send me videos of you guys playing this. Let me know if any of this helped. If you have any other questions about the Etude, I can update the video. And then just comments and feedback on the series in general, like what you'd like to see, what could be improved upon, all that good stuff. If you like what you're seeing, subscribe so that you can keep up to date. with the series and anything else I put up there. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter. I'll put links to all that down there as well. So yeah, thanks a lot. Happy pressing.